Good morning, this is Jack from Charging the Markets Crypto, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Wednesday, the 30th of July. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right, let's have a look. So Bitcoin, I laid out, I was talking the other day about a possible inflection point forming here on crypto. What I was talking about was a bit of a retracement, retest to the high, setting up negative divergence on ideally Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum on the daily chart. And setting up an inflection point where we could actually see a pretty hard fail. How are we doing with that? Well, we've seen the retracement here. We've been testing the daily middle band pretty hard on the Bitcoin chart. We're not going to set up an RSI 5 sell signal, but if we see a retest of this high, which I'm thinking we may well be doing in the next couple of days, then that would set a possible RSI 14 daily sell signal brewing. Looking at the hourly chart, this still looks like a possible bull flag, which is breaking up. It's not really done a great deal since it broke up, but the obvious next lean would be a retest of the all-time high at 123.2k. Okay, looking at Solana. Solana, we've gone the deepest on Solana, and we are testing the daily middle band pretty hard, and we've also tested this rising support, which is holding so far. We could hold this, but if we're forming we could hold this and head back up into the retest the high, which would be the obvious next step. Or we could go a little lower and do an ABC flag. That could be a possibility too. Does this look anything like a triangle? Hang on, bear with me a second. Nope, we are testing rising support, and we do have a possible hourly RSI 14 buy signal brewing. I'm thinking we might find support here. Otherwise, I'd be wondering about a move down into the 165 to 170 area. But I'm thinking we can actually find support here at this trend line. We will see. If so, of course, if we find support exactly at the trend line, then of course we could be heading back up into this megaphone resistance, which is currently in the 225 area. But this is an inflection point. It isn't necessarily going to fail when it gets there. What it will do when we retest this high is give us a nice looking daily RSI, possible daily RSI 14 sell signal. All right, Ethereum. Now this is a more interesting one because actually we already retested the high on this one. And it has gone a bit higher, and it's gone up to 39.41. This really is within striking distance of the IHS target in the at 410905. We've got a possible RSI 5 sell signal brewing, and that's trying to fix today. We've also got a possible weak RSI 14 sell signal brewing. So watching this with interest. This seems to be ahead of the curve that Solana is on. I'm also watching this trendline resistance on Ethereum, which of course we've tested again here and is so far holding again. If we were to see, a test really, and making this to IHS target within the next couple of days, we'll either need to spike up through it, or really we'd need to wait till Monday or Tuesday next week, at which point the trend line would be crossing it. So waiting to see which way that's going to go, but I would note that we've already got the daily sell signals here, but we don't have daily sell signals on Bitcoin and Solana, and we're only going to get those on a retest of the high, which I'm leaning towards seeing, so we shall see. All right, great. In that case, no questions. I think that's a wrap. That's where we are on it. If we're forming this inflection point here, I'd really be expecting the retest to be wrapped up latest next Tuesday. And ideally today or tomorrow. We will see whether we get that on Solana or Bitcoin. All right, everyone take care. Hang on, I've got, my pleasure, mate. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. All right, take care.